Alrighty, so we are going to make scones together, right, Yetunde?
Yeah.
Now you've been here from Nigeria, and you came last June.
Yes.
So over a year now.
Over a year, yes.
Has it been hard? Yes, it is tough.
Yes, it is.
I was in South Africa from 1983 to 1985 with 2 small children in a country that had apartheid, and it was very difficult as the white person because I didn't agree with the white thinking. So it got me in trouble.
Wow.
So today we're going to make scones. This is it was a recipe that I sort of adapted. The basics are the same for a scone recipe. So 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, not soda. Soda is different than powder. And we can also write that down later. So 2 cups of white all-purpose flour, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/3 of a cup of white sugar, and 1/3 of a cup of plain Greek yogurt, 1 egg, a teaspoon of vanilla. We can always write it down after. And then about 1/3 to 1/2 a cup of grated cold butter.
Oh.
Yes, so we're gonna do this together. The trick is to have everything as cold as possible. And you have to have a feel for the scones. It's a texture thing. So this is gonna be your bowl.
Okay.
And so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do 2 level cups of flour. So whatever works, you can bring it over there.
Okay.
Whatever works for you. And we'll do this together. And then later we're gonna dump it all in here, but we're gonna do our bowls first.
Okay. So I'm measuring 2 of this.
Yeah, just 2 of those.
Okay.
Try and level it if you can. It doesn't make a big difference, but this is therapy, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's perfect. Now I'll do my 2, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have some of this sitting out for later because the dough is sticky. So when we do our cutout, like our shapes, we dip the cutter, the hearts in flour, and it just makes it drop easier. So it's just a little cooking trick. 2 cups of flour, and then I'm gonna leave some of this for us to have later, just to help cut it out. Then I'm gonna put it away and give us some counter spot. Now we're gonna take 1/3 a cup of sugar. Now Canada has we have many different kinds of sugar. Brown sugar, dark, but this is regular granulated.
Yes,
this is
what I use.
Fine.
Oh, really?
Very fine. And this is what's in here to sprinkle on the top. Just as a little extra.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
fill
cool.
it right up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so when I start to buy sugar, I should try and buy this then?
Well, no, not necessarily, but this is finer. So if you want to really blend something, it's just a preference. It doesn't matter.
And maybe for pancake, will it work for it?
Yeah, it's just a nicer blend. I mean, it's just this grounded finer. That's all.
That's all. Okay.
4 level teaspoons of baking powder. You can level it with your finger.
Okay.
Otherwise, they'll be like this high, because that's what makes the dough rise.
Okay.
So 4 of those. Do you have the sugars here? I'll do mine. There we go. Okay. Perfect. And always, you know the difference between baking powder and baking soda?
No.
So, I don't really know myself, except one has, I think, cream of tartar, and just it's a different blend for cooking.
Okay.
What am I doing? I'm going over here. Half my problem is I don't remember what I'm doing. So sometimes I'll add a little, what they call a pinch of salt, just sort of enhance the sugar flavors.
Okay.
So it's just a tiny little amount,
Okay.
just enough to give it some, I don't know what, but it's my creative brain. Then we're just gonna mix this. Now the key to good scones is not to overmix and not to beat them. Oh. So we have to be super careful with them. Okay. Because if you mix them, then they're like hockey pucks. They're like the hardest rocks. They won't rise very much. So I'm just gonna grab this. So what we're gonna do is we're each gonna mix a liquid and get the liquid ready before we grate the butter in, because we want the butter to be ice cold. Mm-hmm. And then we're having blueberry. You said your son wants blueberry. Yes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some blueberry and we're going to put it in a bowl with some flour. Okay. So that it breaks apart easier. Yeah. And so, I don't know, maybe half a cup. So I use these Superstore Canadian wild blueberries. And just, whoops, they're frozen. Yes, yeah. And we want them to be cold. That is important because it keeps it, you'll see it gets, if it gets too warm too fast, it can be an issue. So I'm gonna throw, you think you like those many in? And then some of this flour, just to make it so that they don't stick together. Yes. Just a little bit of flour and just stir those up while we wait. Okay.
Since we need it cold, do we take it back in or
we can leave it because we're gonna work fast. Okay. Now in here, I want you to crack one egg. And I'm gonna crack an egg here. Just like that. Just like that. One egg. There we go. Okay, and then I'm gonna give you a little, we're gonna stir, beat this egg up. We each need a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay. There you go. I do it for you, but it's so much fun to learn on our own, right?
Yeah, the six better this way.
I should probably put some extra in if I'm gonna take some. Holy cow, that was way too much. Look at that, I overdid it. Yeah, that's hilarious. I can scoop them back in. This is me, the crazy cook. Here, I got them in. I like making blueberry drinks. Oh, do you ever do that? No. So you can take yogurt, frozen blueberries in a blender, add some water, a little bit of coconut juice, yogurt, blend it all together, and it's like a smoothie. It's healthy. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's.
I'll try for the.
I'm gonna steal some of your blueberries when we cook.
No problem.
So we'll both use the. So blueberries, frozen wild Canadian blueberries with flour, and we're gonna work fast. Yes. Now we're going to. So here's our egg, and then we're gonna use some yogurt. Okay. I made this up out of my head. I don't know why. Like I adapted some recipes, so it's not like I didn't know it from somewhere else. Okay. But I wanted to think, because my husband loves these scones, but he would love it if it was just butter and flour. And I'm like, we need to give you some nutrition. Yeah. So I thought, let's do yogurt. So I came up with this idea to do a little bit of yogurt. Okay. So I only put in like a third of cup, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I use a plain Greek yogurt, and it doesn't matter if it's high fat. Oh. Okay. It doesn't matter. It just adds to the flavor, and you know yogurt's a little bit sour. Yeah. Do you guys have a lot of yogurt in Nigeria?
Yes, we do.
Yes. It's so good for you. So I'll just do this one here. And here, you can fill this one with this. Just don't fill it quite up to the top. Yes. And I'll do this one. And this is the liquid that's going to bind everything together, which is kind of neat.
Is this okay? Or should I have more?
A little bit more, not too much. Yeah. Okay. Because you don't want it to be super tangy.
So that's cool.
Yeah, that's good. And then just scoop it into your container. It's all going to get mixed there. Okay. It all gets mixed in our stomach anyways, which is disgusting when I think about it. Okay. So we're going to, oops. I'm a very messy cook.
Oh, yeah, you said so.
Oh, so messy. My husband just looks at me and he goes, You cook, I'll clean up. Oh my god, good idea. So now we're gonna mix this together. Doesn't have to be perfect.
Okay.
Just as long as it's sort of blended. And then we're gonna top it up to almost a cup. So let's see, where's the 1 cup? So, oh, it's fine. We're just gonna add about to there, milk.
Okay, so
and then mix it
1.5.
Yeah, but it depends. You might not even use it all. You just, yeah, you want to put some more in there. Just enough to make it liquidy to help it spread. Yeah, that should be good. Okay. Now we're going to use some butter. We put the butter in before we do the liquid. And I'll show you how we're going to mix it. This is where when we start putting the liquid in, that's when we have to be really prudent.
Okay.
I'm going to give you some more liquid. Yeah. Okay. And we eyeball it. It's not an exact measurement, I'm sorry.
No problem.
That's how I cook.
So I'm using everything.
Yeah. So I grate, my butter's cold. You want it to be cold. I grate it right into my flour.
Okay.
And I grate almost half of this stick. So I get it right down to like it's almost half. It's about a 1/4 cup, but anyways, see?
Is it salted butter?
It's salted.
Okay.
Now you don't have to use salted, but it doesn't matter. It will not, like the sugar in there helps.
Okay.
Okay, so grate yours in real fast. And then you know what you do with this. You put it on your scones when you're done. Yeah, just down to half.
So.
Perfect. Now you're gonna gently mix that butter into your flour.
So I need to return this back to the fridge.
Oh, just wrap it up and you can keep it
Okay.
because you're gonna take it with you, right?
Okay.
And don't worry, I'll have the maid come and clean up.
No problem.
Well, actually, the maid's in Wisconsin right now on work, calling my husband the maid. So we're gonna get all that flour, or the butter and the flour, really mixed up together.
Okay.
And then we're gonna make what they call a weld. This is where we're gonna add our blueberries.
Ooh.
We want them in now
Okay.
because once we mix that liquid in, they're gonna start melting.
Yes.
And then they're gonna change the color, and we've gotta be gentle with them. So dump that whole thing in.
Oh, okay.
And we're gonna get them all coated with flour. So the blueberries are in, coated with flour, and you're gonna use that in a second.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Now, see, I'm gonna make what they call a well. So a hole in there.
Yes.
And now here's the tricky part. So just give your stuff a stir real quick. Okay, now slowly pour in your liquid. Not all at once. You're gonna do a little bit at a time and gently lift it with a fork, because if you whip it, they'll turn into hard rocks. And you don't want them to be too wet, but you don't want them to be too dry either. Sometimes, depending on the day, I might have to add more liquid, or I don't use all of it.
Yeah.
So this is the consistency we want to get to.
Oh, I see.
See, we're just gentle with the dough,
Yeah.
lifting and mixing, lifting and mixing.
It's so fun.
Yeah, and it's gentle, 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 always gentle. The gentler we are, the less we smash our blueberries.
Yes.
Try not to smash them, because then the whole dough goes blue, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yours is looking good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just keep mixing that in. You might have to add a little bit more liquid. Where the dry spots are, add your liquid.
Okay. I like to see the outcome.
Yeah. Okay. And these only take 15 minutes to cook. That's why we have to be really fast, because you gotta go to work.
Yeah. I'm going to definitely try this with Eric during Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. So how do you find working at the school helpful?
Yes, it is. With it, I'm able to see her, and
Oh, right. So she sees Mama.
yeah, so it's
See?
kind of also help her, and at the same time, it's an opportunity for me to give to the community also, like I said.
Right. And you
with other
get to
kids.
know people then.
Yes.
Now for me, my dough is a little bit dry, probably from the flour from the blueberries. So I'm adding in a little bit more milk. I just threw the milk on top.
Okay.
So again, I'm trying not to squish it, but it will get squishy. It looks like you need some more milk too. Now I throw in cream sometimes because it's such a rich, see, you know what I mean? It goes by feel.
Yeah.
You don't really know.
If you need to.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Because I know what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's not a precise art.
No.
And when I was in South Africa, so my mother's British, so I was raised pretty much on scones, although she didn't make them very much. But my mother's British, so when we went to Africa, they made scones a lot.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so you want your dough to almost come together like a ball, like this.
Okay.
If you need more liquid, let's give you some. You might need a little, how is this feeling? Yeah, you might need a little bit. You want it to stick together.
Okay.
So let's get that integrated in there.
Okay.
And then what I'm gonna do, while you're doing that, getting it ready,
Yeah.
I'm gonna dump some flour on my paper. And you know why I use this paper?
It's just a mistake here.
Because I'm a messy cook. Here, let me just move this for you. And you can use this. Let's
I'm
see.
not getting it at all.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good. You just want a little bit of this. So let me give you a little bit more liquid. Again, I can tell with my eyes, right?
Yeah, over the time from
Yeah,
being
get all
over
that
and
in.
over again.
Okay. So mine is like almost like you can touch it. It's sticky. I'm gonna put my, feel the sticky?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put my hand on the flour so that my gloves don't stick to it.
Yeah. So do I do the same thing? now?
Yep, I'm gonna give you, so move the flour around, sort of spread it so that your food goes in the middle.
Yeah.
And this part should come together pretty quick, but we're gonna be gentle with this dough. No squishing.
Okay.
Well, you can squish it, but not squeeze it. How's that?
I see.
Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit of flour on top, almost like you're making pastry.
Yeah.
Have you made pastry? Like for
No.
pies?
No.
No?
No.
Well, I have to master that one. That one is not good for me. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's pretty good. So we're just gonna put a little flour on top.
Okay.
And now you're gonna squeeze it like this. And you're gonna form it into a shape that's pretty thick. So see how I'm squeezing a little bit?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You can push it a little bit harder like that. You wanna get all of that in there
Oh. I
and
see.
form it.
Yeah.
Just not like like that. And then what I'm gonna do, because there's flour on the bottom, it moves up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fold it in half. Do you know why?
Why?
Have you ever eaten puff pastry?
No.
Puff pastry is a pastry that's literally layered with butter, so that it pops up. Okay? And then I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna fold it again, because then it gives you more layers. Have you, here, yeah, you can make it a little bit bigger. You're
Okay.
almost perfect there.
Okay.
Now you're gonna grab it like this and fold it in half, and then flatten it like that, just 2 or 3 times. We probably don't have time to do it as many times. It would, the more you fold, the more layers.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
Now we're ready to do the fun part. As soon as you get them, you want it about this high. You don't want it flat, because you want to make nice shapes.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna put flour on the top of mine. Yeah, yours is looking pretty good. Let's just give it a little more shape like this so that it's a little easier. And you can put some flour on top to stop it from sticking.
Okay.
And now's the fun part, Yetunde.
Yeah,
We're gonna
okay.
put flour like this.
Okay.
And then I've got another one. Here, let me grab a second one and then we can get them on the trays. Ah, 2 hearts.
Oh.
Do you want
I
hearts
see.
or circles?
No, it's
Hearts.
fine, it's fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna dip it. This is a sharp edge, this is a dull edge. That's the dull, so we're gonna cut it with this.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're gonna go like, it's gonna be really fat and squishy. And that's good, because we wanna do that. And we're moving fast because Yetunde's gotta go and supervise at the local school. And then look, see how fat they are?
Yes, I can see.
You want it to be nice and fat.
Oh no, so how do I bring it out? Do I press
Dump
it out?
it, just give it a little bang. Yep. Oh, yours is gonna be like as big as a house. That's good though. I mean, if you have to run, they can bake and then I can hold them for you and you can come back and get them after.
No problem.
You're doing good.
I enjoyed it.
See, look what we got happening.
Ooh.
This is fun side-by-side cooking. I don't think I've done this before. I'm good with this. Are you good with this? And then we're gently that's exactly. And use a little bit of flour if you need it to stop it from sticking on your hands.
Yeah.
And then we just press together. You see how the blueberries are starting to
Melt.
Yes. There we go. Oh, good job. That.
I like it.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy, hey?
Yeah.
And you can feel what the dough should feel like. I love this. This is fun. This is fun with you, Yetunde. Next time we'll do sourdough.
I look forward to that.
Would you like to learn how to do that?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not an expert. As I told you, I just learned.
problem.
But, I mean, what's the worst that can happen is we wreck the bread. And then we use it as like a football.
Yeah, I look forward to learning something new.
Or we cut it up and make croutons, little chunks of bread.
Everything.
So what has been your favorite thing to learn about Canada? Has there been anything?
How welcoming the people are.
How what?
Welcoming and nice.
Oh, are we welcoming? We're welcoming. That's good hospitality.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. And there we go. We are almost ready. It makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, depending on how 8 or 10 scones. And yours is good. All you want to do is just move them. So you see the height difference?
Yeah.
They're gonna cook, but that's okay. They're unique. So we just want to give them room because they're gonna grow.
Okay.
Believe me, they're gonna grow. Now I just have a little bit of dough left, so I'm making a little baby one. Right there. Oh, look at that cleanup. It's so easy. Oh, sort of. Look, you're almost done. Not too, yep. Just get those in there, yep.
Okay.
Make a couple of really good cuts. If you make them too flat, they don't rise as high.
Oh.
The flatter they are, the less height they have.
Yeah.
Now I'm just gonna do a little quick trick I'm gonna show you. We wanna brush, we don't have to brush the top of these. Make sure you put them like in rows.
Yeah. I'll put up.
Yeah, you're almost ready. And then the last one, just roll it up into,
Okay.
good job.
Ooh.
See, Mama, she's cooking. She's Canadian cooking. Oh, look at that. And then just mush this into a little ball. Not too tight, and then just put it in the middle. And while you're doing that, see, I have some weird shaped ones. Because it's unique, I'm brushing the top with a little bit of thick cream.
Oh, okay.
Just to keep the sugar on top, and it's just a little extra. Just dip, 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 dip. Not a lot. And then you can do the same, and we'll put them in the oven.
And that's all.
15 minutes, and they're done.
Wow.
Yep, that's it.
That's lovely.
Okay, so dip yours,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of that fine sugar
on it.
on the top.
Wow.
And then we're done. Isn't that fast?
It is actually. And it's so nice. I like it.
Are you surprised?
I am actually.
So Canadians are friendly. What is the worst part outside of missing your family, which is to be expected? What is some things as Canadians we could learn? What would you want us to learn? What could we do better with especially people new to our country?
My concern is still about.
Go faster. You gotta go.
You know, African people are family oriented.
Yes, you said that before. Okay. Yetunde is saying in Canada we are so divided as families. We don't gather together as people from other cultures do, but a lot of Canadians do not. And I love to have people over and love family. I mean, I've got a really good friend, Jackie Asambe, who is from Cameroon, beautiful, dances and does all the cultural pieces, right? Mm-hmm. And is that what you're missing? Because I saw that in Africa. I mean, you go down the street and there's a whole group of kids dancing, playing together.
Yeah.
So what is your community? Is it everybody? Neighbors, everyone?
Everybody.
And they gather for food, meals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Look at you. Display your tray right there in the camera. Look. Hallelujah. Let's put them in the oven. Oh, we've got 15 minutes, so I'll put mine on the bottom. You put yours in the middle. Careful. And we will.
Wow. Thank you.
And we're going to set the timer for 15 minutes. Now, if you have to run, we can, because it's just like 3 minutes, right?
Of course.
I don't want you to be late.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be there at 11:35?
Yes, because the break starts by 11:43.
Oh, okay. So even if we're like a minute over. But what we'll do is we're going to watch them cook. And so in a few minutes, we'll check before you have to leave. Mm-hmm. And sometimes only 10 minutes. It depends on the temperature. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. But anyways, and then my fingers. This is what we made Yetunde. Feel this. Feel it. It's very light.
Very, very light.
Now this is a loaf I made yesterday. Feel the difference. Same loaf.
This is hard. This is
yes.
light.
So what this one was, so we just show the camera here.
Okay.
So I made this loaf for Yetunde this morning, but what I did different was I used a half a cup less flour and a little bit more water and a very generous amount, over a half a cup of starter. And then I whipped the starter in the water till it was like almost foamy. And then it was an accident. That's how it turned out. And this is the one I made yesterday, and it's heavier.
Yes,
but this is more like bread.
Yeah, this is very soft.
Yeah, that's good.
I like it.
Now we're baking 400 degrees for about 15 minutes, and we put them on a cookie sheet that's not greased because it doesn't have to be. Mm-hmm. But my cookie sheets have an air gap. So that stops them from burning.
Yes.
So we should be okay.
Yes.
So we'll see. So Yetunde saying Canadians, be more family orientated, be more welcoming, because that's good, and understand that people in this country need us to open our homes and our friendship to them and to share, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad you were here with me.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Let's turn this off. Wow. My glove.